All right, let's get right into it, and it begins with headlines. First off, Mayor Pete. Heard of him?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What a week, and in the last 24 hours, amazing. Of course, this week, Mayor Pete from South Bend, Indiana, is the first gay presidential candidate in history. And he not only opens the door, he kicks it down and busts it open. Watch what happened this week in his announcement.
And to Chasten, my love. Yeah, I'm pretty fond of him too. For giving me the strength to do this and the grounding to be myself as we go. I'm here to join you to make a little news. My name is Pete Buttigieg. They call me Mayor Pete. I am a proud son of South Bend, Indiana, and I am running for President of the United States.
America, I don't have to tell you the obvious. This is an unbelievable moment in our history. A presidential candidate announcing he is running for president who kisses his husband in the announcement and then walks off the stage hand in hand. Amazing, amazing moment. What did y'all think about the announcement this week?
Let me just say this. With the Democrats, we have a lot of people in the race right now, and to be very honest with you, Pete Buttigieg is definitely a necessary voice in this race. He has the resume, he has the education, he has the work history. I don't know if he has what it takes to be the president, but he definitely needs to be in this race. He needs to continue speaking his truth. He needs to continue to use this platform as a tool to communicate his heart. And that's what we see is every day he's coming out and communicating with his heart. And I think that's going to connect with a lot of people. And that is probably what's setting him apart at this moment.
As a 52-year-old man, I never thought that I would see two gay men being able to get married, let alone seeing somebody running for the President of the United States of America. So to me, this moment is amazing. Is he the one? We don't need to figure it out yet. We're just listening to conversations that are very exciting.
Point.
So the part that pisses me off is when we, the Democrats, start picking up on all of them. And it's like, bitch, give him a break. He just started, he's killing it. And you don't need to start bringing him down because he's just opening the road for the next one.
I come from the exact opposite point of view with that. I always thought that I would see this. And that's why this show is important, because it helps put a spotlight on something that this is normal to me. I've grown up not with politicians that come out as gay, but with people that are more comfortable with it. I grew up in art schools. So to see what big a deal this is through other people's eyes, that's what happened to me. To see how this is so effective toward America, toward this culture, toward everyone watching. That's
love
the size.
that observation, because honestly, I don't want to sound too Pollyannish on this week, and it's easy to be Pollyannish on this week, but I love that because it gives me some optimistic hope for the gay community and America. And the proof of that is this week, Gallup did a flash poll on Mayor Pete's announcement. The best polling organization in the world asked Americans not only about gay, but could you accept a gay president of the United States? And 70% of all Americans answered yes. An amazing moment in our polling, because now the majority of Americans are exhibiting optimism of where we're going.
I love
Big
him.
news.
I love him because of this question that I'm about to ask. Who does he think he is? And I don't mean that
I love
insultingly. Who does he think he is to actually take that step forward and dare to say, I can be president and be gay? And I think that in and of itself is historic.
Yeah, absolutely. Big headlines this week in the news. Next headline that we want to talk about is the magnificent Notre-Dame Cathedral. We're going to show you here a moment, a little personal thing from It's Happening Out about the cathedral in Paris. Watch this.
Well, I made it. I'm at the top of the towers in Notre-Dame in Paris. 437 steps. This is probably my 20th trip to Paris. I have never been to the top of Notre-Dame before. You can see one of the gargoyles behind me there at the tower, and over my shoulder the Eiffel Tower. It's been quite exciting. It was actually a little easier than I thought it was going to be, but I'm here at Notre-Dame Plaza here, and it has been a lot of fun. So I'm just saying hello to everybody at home just to prove that I actually did this. It's really exciting for me.
Well, of course, that was an exhilarating moment for me. That special tour that the cathedral did for me and being able to walk to the top. This week, of course, our hearts sank into or rose into our throat in terms of what we watched. Let me remind you of what happened this week at Notre Dame. Well, as I said, our hearts go out to the French, but this is far beyond the French. The entire world responded to those video images, and it's why I show you the personal notes from me and my visit. And I know most of us have been to Paris and seen Notre Dame. The one silver lining in this is big portions of the cathedral perhaps can be saved, and more than $1 billion has already been pledged in the first 48 hours since the disaster. But our minds and our hearts are with Parisians and the French and people all over the world. Other big news this week is talking about Julian Assange and his arrest. The WikiLeaks founder creates several issues about the freedom of the press. One of the things that we thought was interesting about the WikiLeaks founder's arrest was our president of the United States and what he said about his knowledge of WikiLeaks. And I don't know if you all realize this, but President Trump basically had no knowledge of WikiLeaks until the news of this week. In fact, we put this little montage together. Watch this.
WikiLeaks.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing. And I know there is something having to do with Julian Assange. I've been seeing what's happened with Assange, and that will be a determination, I would imagine, mostly by the Attorney General, who's doing an excellent job. So he'll be making a determination. I know nothing really about him. It's not my deal in life.
What would you like to see happen? What punishment?
I don't really have any opinion. I know the Attorney General will be involved in that, and he'll make a decision. Okay.
And as the founder of WikiLeaks is charged by the U.S. and arrested overseas, President Trump says he doesn't know anything about WikiLeaks. It's not his thing. But maybe you remember when it was.
WikiLeaks, I love WikiLeaks. This WikiLeaks stuff is unbelievable. It tells you the inner heart. You got to read it.
It's been amazing what's coming out on WikiLeaks.
This WikiLeaks is fascinating. This WikiLeaks is like a treasure trove. Getting off the plane, they were just announcing new WikiLeaks, and I wanted to stay there, but I didn't want to keep you waiting. Boy, I love reading those WikiLeaks.
Well,
That's going to be my new ringtone.
We have an obligation, and it's happening out to try to tell truth.
yourself out.
We just tried to tell the truth. In terms of the fact checker, I commend our production department for connecting those dots.
Thanks so much for watching us. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook.